When
these
did you
are
start watching the Masters?
exactly. I don't know. I hate golf typically, but I started watching it. And then what I thought about though was if they had the entire golf course, but it was designed like a mini golf course. So you play golf normally how you play golf, right? You don't putt the entire time. But imagine like
Trying to hit it through a windmill
yeah,
with
like
oh, that's interesting.
I think that is a I don't know how like long that would last.
Also, how well it would work because there's a lot of obstacles, and could it potentially bounce back and hurt someone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already pretty shit at golf even without the obstacles there, but I think that would be so funny to see like the Masters, these great golfers, and then there's a toilet bowl that they have to putt in or something like that. Or I don't know how it would work, but I think that that's such a funny idea to think about, like, Tiger Woods teeing off and there's a big old windmill that's blocking his shot, and to win the Masters, he's got to putt through, a door that raises up and down or something like that. I think that that's such a unique idea, but I do.
It's definitely different.
I have to know if it was survival, like to the death. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Oh my god.
This is my icebreaker question to everyone. What's an animal you could beat in a fight, one-on-one? The toughest animal you could beat in a fight.
Oh god. Let's see. And I'm taking my emotions out of this because I couldn't harm an animal.
Yes, like it's trying to kill you, you are trying to kill it. Like, do you think that you could beat you could probably take out a guinea pig. So go bigger than that. Let's say.
I think I probably could take out,
Could you take out a dog?
I was gonna say, I think like a dog.
What dog?
Probably the, not a pit bull.
Because you probably couldn't, like.
I don't think, like Cooper, for example, your dog, I don't think I could
German
take him
Shepherd?
on.
No.
No, I think.
You'd probably take out a basset hound.
I don't know. Molly's.
But.
She's strong.
Yeah, true.
I personally, I'm not gonna be like my husband, where I'm like, I can take on a kangaroo.
That's.
That was wild.
I respect his confidence in that. Your husband saying he could murder a kangaroo, and he stands by it, even though all of us have said that there's no shot he's taking out a kangaroo.
I bet you we go to Australia one day and we're in front of a kangaroo, and he's gonna look at that kangaroo and be like, I can't fight that thing.
I would pay him money
to fight a kangaroo.
Like I said, when he said that, I said that we should all pitch in for him specifically to fly out to Australia and find a kangaroo roughly his build, right? 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot even, around his weight, and then just one-on-one box match. Just throw hands.
Could you imagine that video with him just...
There is the video of that guy that like saves his dog. His dog's getting like choked out.
I did see that.
I think that
But also that guy didn't fight the kangaroo. That guy like...
And the kangaroo is also distracted by strangling a dog.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that you could... I mean...
I could take Blaze. My dog.
Yeah, you're
I wouldn't
Aussie.
do that. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would do an Australian. I think I could do an Australian Shepherd. But I also feel like it's different looking at them like their cute selves and being like, oh my god. And then when they're attacking,
Vicious.
it's like...
For sure, yeah.
You saw how it was when Cooper was trying to be dominant with Blaze, and...
Now, I know I couldn't take out anything in the water, right? I think that the water would screw 90% of people. Because, like, there's no way I'm getting a shark. There's no way I'm getting a stingray. There's no way I'm getting a jellyfish. Because I get stung and that's it. It's over.
Well, if you have protective gear on, but I feel like...
But no, like, if they don't have protective gear, I don't have protective gear.
Yeah.
It's like fair fight.
There's so many, like, different ways, the loopholes that you can have with these, but a fair fight where it's, like, one-on-one, like...
Yeah.
If they can't have it, you can't have it.
Yeah, I think I could for sure take out... I want to say, like... I think I could go, like, badger. Tough animal.
Badgers are
but
mean.
It's small. I think I could handle... Because I think the worst thing that would happen is I get shredded a little bit. But if I get a hold of that thing, it's over, right? Like, I mean, if it's survival of the fittest,
Okay, I'll up you this one. How about a Tasmanian devil? Could you do that one?
I think I could do that.
Are you sure?
I think I
They're
could.
one of the meanest rodents out there.
I could take on a coyote. I think I could take on, depending on the mountain lion.
I don't think it, like what, a cub, like a little baby mountain lion.
It would depend on the environment. No, I can't take on a mountain lion. I might be able to take on a baby gator. Did you see the video of that guy that like he goes to? They think it's like this tiny little 2-foot tail, and it's a crocodile. They see that it's a crocodile. It's in the swamp water, and they can't see anything besides the end of the tail, but it looks like it's a baby croc. And then he like picks up the end, and then he realizes, holy shit, this thing is huge. And
Is
then
that the one where it jumps back? It like.
No, it didn't end up jumping.
Oh, okay.
But I'm surprised it didn't. But they put the tail back in the water, and they just left because they were like, this thing was probably 12 feet long at least. I want to know what your top 3 favorite movies are. You're on a desert island. You have 3 movies to watch for the rest of your life. What are they?
Okay, well, number 1, my favorite movie of all time, which I'm so excited for part 2 is coming out, Proposal. They're making a Proposal 2.
Okay, I've never seen it.
With Sandra Bullock and...
Oh, is that Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
where with the grandma where she does the get low.
Okay. That is a goofy movie.
I do like that one. They're making a part 2, which is that one's
With
coming.
them?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm intrigued. Let's see. Oof. I don't know, movies. I just don't watch them that often, so it's hard.
Or you can give me TV shows.
Oh, Traders, 100% would be. I'll put that on repeat.
Traders with the Dr. Fugly or whatever.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Alan.
Whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The villain from Spy Kids.
I'm really bad with like actors' names and stuff like that, so I know his first name is Alan. Yeah, no, I could do that one on repeat. I love a good like game show, and that was pretty good.
And then you got one more. I'll give 3. I think that Spider-Man No Way Home. That's the one with the 3 Spider-Men. I think Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. I would for sure. That movie is top tier.
I feel like still the first Spider-Man was better than that, but that's a personal
With
opinion.
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
Nah, get the hell out of here. Tobey Maguire is the second best Spider-Man. I will say. And I will stand on that. Tom Holland is a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that because there's too many. Like if the roles were reversed and you released Tom Holland first before Tobey Maguire, people are going to say Tom Holland's better. I think because Tobey was released first, his movies were released before Tom Holland. That's the reason, because everyone's like, oh, I was a kid, the nostalgia.
Yeah, that I see that point. But also I just feel like that
I also don't think he's more like Tobey Maguire's more of like adult Spider-Man. Tom Holland fits the like
kid Spider-Man.
16-year-old high school idiot, you know, like, or not idiot, but like kid that's just messing up left and right and making mistakes. Whereas like Tobey Maguire was like, I don't know, like more, he looked more mature too and more older than Tom Holland did. He probably was older at the time when he acted it.
Yeah, because I don't remember. What's your second one?
Remember the Titans for sure. Remember the Titans is a great movie. I showed my fiance that movie for the first time. She bawled her eyes out. That movie's phenomenal.
Not to rain on your parade, totally raining on your parade. She cries over everything.
Fair. She is a tearful woman. But that movie though, like that movie's great. And it's got the great mixture of like comedy with sunshine, and then like obviously the historical references with like the whites versus blacks in that time period, and then you know how they came together for high school football. But And then the last movie, I think that I would want to say if I'm on a desert island, I would want something upbeat and like maybe like a Space Jam, the original Space Jam,
Oh, Space Jam was so good.
or even like I do love the Harry Potters. I don't know which one I would pick. Probably number 4, Goblet of Fire. That's
I'm not gonna lie, anything with Adam Sandler too kind of would be.
Grown Ups would be a good one.
I wouldn't say Grown Ups. I think I would go like Happy Gilmore or the Waterboy one.
Waterboy is pretty funny.
Waterboy is pretty good.
Waterboy is.
Did you know they're making another Happy Gilmore?
They are, yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah,
I'm also scared about it because I'm not gonna lie. Some of the movies that we have grown up with, I haven't been the biggest fan of the twos that have came out.
like
Mean Girls 2 is not.
I never saw that.
Okay, Mean Girls 2 wasn't my favorite. Just, I don't. I give props to people that like musicals. I just don't personally like musicals.
No, I don't like musicals.
So
Speaking of that, Snow White, the live action.
mm-hmm.
We went and saw it in the theaters. And it wasn't bad, right? It wasn't the greatest movie of all time, but it wasn't terrible. Well, they poured in I was listening to a podcast that they poured in like $400 million for this movie to be created and to put the media out there, whole 9 yards. And it is so far, well, in the first weekend that it was released, it plummeted. It is the worst performing Disney movie thus far, live action wise.
yes.
Worse than Dumbo, which was the worst, or one of the worst. Like Lion King got more praise than Snow White, and a lot of people had problems with that. Mulan, but
I think a lot of people just have problems, and it's because it's not like you have those movies from when we were kids, and the live actions come into play, and they're like, this is not what I remember it as. And they want that, like, nostalgic of, like, what we had it as.
see, and I think people need to take that aside. I have started going into these live action movies and like Mulan, for example. There was obviously have you seen Mulan? The live action?
The live action.
Okay.
I haven't seen a lot of the live actions, I'm not gonna lie.
I know as a kid, we watched the others. The Disney Mulan.
Yeah, we have Mulan, Snow White, all of them.
One problem, of course, I did have with the live action Mulan was the idea that there was no Mushu. Like, the dragon is like the biggest part, or one of the biggest parts of the movie, and to take that out, like, I had a problem with that. But I went into Mulan and I looked and I was like, okay, the Lion King was not picture for picture exactly and I kind of like that it's not. It's a separate movie. It's not going to be exactly, I mean, we're talking about animated movies here. So, of course, the live action is going to be slightly different because they're trying to make it more realistic.
Yeah.
Right? So that having some fire-breathing dragon isn't technically real. Now, of course, they had, like, a witch in there, witch dude in there. What's his name? Basically Genghis Khan. The villain.
Oh.
In Mulan. I don't know his name. But...
I wouldn't consider him like a witch guy.
I think in the live action, though, they had a witch.
Oh, okay. Because, like, I was going to say the one in the Disney one, it was definitely, like, he was a warrior of, like...
Yeah, he's Genghis Khan. That's who he's supposed to be portrayed as.
Interesting. Well, yes,
he's supposed to go through and just take out village after village after village, and then...
Interesting.
I think... So, yeah, but the point was, yeah, Snow White plummeted. Snow White sucked. It was a decent movie, and I think that's what people are going in and saying, like, it has to be exactly picture for picture, versus, like, I enjoyed parts of the movie because I don't see it as exact. Also, I hadn't seen Snow White, the animated, in freaking years before we went and saw it, so maybe that was what I was thinking, you know. So we have been hitting the gym pretty hard recently, you know, like, and there are some days that, like, obviously we've been coming back extremely sore. We just hit abs before this podcast. We didn't go for a long set, but of course we had some obligations to get to. But take us through your journey thus far in the gym your what you've been what's been really good about the gym, what's been really bad about the gym for yourself. Like, one thing I know you talked about was the scale, right? And how that.
Yeah, well, the scale's not horrible. It's just trying to remind myself that I, because I keep like staying right the same number I'm at, and just remembering that like I'm building muscle and I'm seeing like the difference in like my face and like my body and stuff. So that's the nice part, is like I'm seeing the difference. And I've also noticed that like my appetite hasn't been like as I used to eat a lot, and now I've cut it in half, which I think is a lot better, because I know that a lot of people overeat when
Yeah.
they. So that's been really nice. I think the hardest thing is keeping the mentality of like, I need to go to the gym, and or like it's more of a want, but my body is like, no, you want to stay home
Yeah.
today.
No, for sure. I think the progress comes the most on the days that you don't want to go, right? Like, I think the gym is more than just a physical aspect. I've been a huge advocate for the gym being such a mental help and assistance. And I don't even think like, you need to go to the gym every day and lift crazy and expect these insane results on the scale or hitting
Yeah.
PRs or whatever. But just going, I think just showing up to the gym is so good for the brain. And like, there's no exact, I haven't done exact research to it, but just like I feel like the dopamine levels are in endorphins that are released in your brain because you're like, damn, I killed it today. I actually went to the gym.
It's also with someone, so for example, with myself, like I struggle with ADHD.
Yeah.
And with that, I have a hard time like staying focused on things. So going to the gym and putting an hour into my day of making sure like, hey, I need to do this. It's nice to keep a structure in my life where I'm like, okay, I work, I get off, have a 30 minutes to an hour to myself, clean, do whatever I need to do, and then get ready for the gym, go pick you up. We go to the gym, come back, do whatever.
Fair. I think people focus too much on, like, we all know at the beginning of the year, there's always that big kick where everyone's like, I'm going back to the gym, I'm getting crazy fit, I'm going on this insane diet, yada yada.
That's why I take a month off in January.
And I think that's it's a huge issue that like people think that they expect to go for a week and then they have this dramatic change, and then they're like, then they look at the scale or they look at the weights that they've been lifting or whatever, and it's not adapting slightly, then they're like, okay, I'm just giving up, I'm going back to eating, because it's obviously easier to eat Raisin Canes, McDonald's, whatever every day than it is to eat chicken and rice or,
Even so, I had a huge life shift and had to change a lot that was going in my life. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start working out because I can do that. I'm going to start eating at home more, because I was eating probably 4 or 5 times a week out. And I started noticing after like a week that the energy I had, the mindset I had was a lot different. Um, and then I honestly really don't like when like my husband goes out and gets like fast food anymore, because I'm like, I really don't want to eat this anymore. Like I would rather just make myself some chicken, and I would rather like.
plus you had just poured yourself into the gym. And then when you eat fast food, it's like one step forward, but two steps back.
Yeah, but also at the end of the we're on like 3 weeks, 4 weeks now of like
Consistent.
consistency,
Yeah.
and like I could have gone back into like the gym, but my Dale got me Taco Bell like 2 days ago, and I was like, I really don't want this, but I ate one taco out of respect, and there's still 2 tacos sitting in my fridge, and I told him to eat them.
And I think too, like, it's okay to have a cheat day for sure. Like, it's all right to, you can't
Yeah,
be that was what I was my point of like the beginning of the year, where people do these extreme changes where they went from eating fast food every day or like unhealthy every day, and then no gym and no social media or whatever it is to or too much social media or too much TikTok to the exact opposite. They're like, oh, now I have to eat chicken and rice every day, and I can only have an apple a day. I can,
Some people that works for them, cutting cold turkey like that. But for example, for myself, it drove me insane to do that. I've done it, and
I think a vast majority of people are like that because I can't just like cold turkey. That's why they say like that's it. We're good. That's why they say that, like somebody that smokes cigarettes, it's so hard for them to stop smoking cigarettes because, it's an addictive habit. Like,
yeah.
And I think anything can be an addictive habit. And so when you've been, constantly like, oh, I am eating fast food, you're going to crave that fast food or the unhealthy lifestyle because it's just easier.
Well, there's also like some of the processing of like the foods that you eat on like the fast food and stuff. It's your body is like detoxing basically from it. So you're sitting there now putting like a salad into you that's like healthier, like homemade chicken, whatever you make. And then like, for example, I can tell you, I still eat like, yeah, I might not eat out as often, but for lunch today, I ate a cheese quesadilla that I baked in my air fryer. And granted, like, yeah, it doesn't have that greasiness of like where you would get it from Taco Bell, but I still eat a lot of dairy. I still.
Yeah. I have an interesting skew of topic because just with the animal fighting thing, it kind of brought this into my mind.
Oh, I had one.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. I had this brought up a couple weeks ago, and I was really curious. If you owned a cabin or house in the woods, and you walked downstairs and there was a big bear sitting, digging through your fridge, what would you do?
I'm going right back upstairs. I'm just closing the door.
You're 100%
I mean, what else can you do, I guess? Like, you can try and be all, oh, and like scream at it, but then if it turns and starts coming at me, now I'll let it just do its thing downstairs. And like, is it just me in the cabin?
So in this scenario, it's you and your family.
Okay,
so like you can have it as like you and your family or just you. But I actually know someone that went through this, and I'm going to explain their side here in a moment.
I think that how big is this bear?
It's
6 feet, let's say.
It's a mama's bear.
Okay,
like it's a big bear.
We'll say 8 feet just to, All right. So from that, I would hope that there's a gun upstairs within reach for me to protect my family, but I would go upstairs and I'd probably try and like move something big in front of the stairway upstairs, but so that hopefully like the bear starts to see it and like turns around and just walks away because it can't get up there. But you're kind of a sitting duck at that point. Or if it's like, let's say it's in the kitchen and the front door is like right there, I might just like have the family book it to the car. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I would sit in the room though.
So, because of the fact that I know like how this story went, well, I wasn't there, but I got told the story. So someone I know, they used to have a cabin with their husband and their kids. They went up there and they heard rustling in the kitchen, and the husband went downstairs and thought it was their daughter and like yelled at her and was like, "Hey," and then like was staring at a big bear, and the bear's in the fridge like digging around. Well, they went upstairs and they got all the kids and everybody into one room, and the daughter that they thought was downstairs rummaging through the fridge, she actually came up with the idea, why don't we start jumping up and down on the floor? Bears are scared of loud noises.
Oh, if you're upstairs?
When you're upstairs, they started making, like, jumping up and down. The bear started hearing it and wandered its way back outside after it took whatever it wanted.
That is interesting. See, that's what I was kind of thinking of that when, like, moving the big piece of furniture. Like, I was thinking, like, it would make noise as I'm pushing it, and then hopefully it would run out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, that's a good point. Now, so it did run away?
Yeah.
Wow.
The bear did leave. I have encountered when I was driving to Shingletown when I used to live up there, a bear ran across and stopped in front of my car. And because I used to have a straight pipe on my old car, I did tack out and it did
Make that loud noise.
it made the loud and the bear left.
Wow. I was camping once and we heard rustling in the middle of the night, and then like the first immediate thought when you hear something in the middle of the night is, oh, it's probably like your mind just kind of, my mind always just goes to like, it's a bear, right? And like that freaks me out because I'm like, the only thing protecting in between me and a bear is a tiny piece of plastic of the tent, and I'm like, well, shit, like so. But nothing happened, right? I woke up. I was the first one up the next morning. I go out, walk through the area, see that like someone had left out some like s'mores, so like some graham cracker boxes and stuff, and it was shredded up, like clearly some. So
probably a bear came through and actually was there, but
yeah, but
that's one tip I've always heard is like when you're camping, don't ever leave food in your tent. Leave it on the outside or locked away. Bears can get into cars. They're smart.
Yeah, we went camping at this lake during 4th of July, or just before 4th of July, I think, this last year. And when we went, it was so nice. It was super hot. But of course, we had a good shaded area, and then the entire time I had fished. We were there 3-4 days, something like that, and I had fished the entire time that we were there, and I didn't get any catches until the very last night. We were there, and then I'm with my fiance, and then she tells me to cast in one specific spot, and I'm like, screw it. Like, I guess, like, there's nothing left to lose, so I cast in that spot, and, like, within seconds, just whoosh, and I get this big bluegill, and I was shocked, but, yeah, I got this fat one. The thing that bothered me, though, the most about it, was there were these two guys that were in, like, a campsite a couple sites over. They had brought, like, the big fishing kayaks that were designed for fishing and everything, and they were catching fish left and right. I don't know what they were doing. I even asked them, like, what are you guys using to fish with, that whole 9 yards? Because I was just on my...
They just knew you were fishing. That's why the fish didn't like you.
Must have. But I was just on my inflatable paddleboard. So, like, I didn't have any crazy fishing gear or anything. Just my pole, some basic lures. But I ended up getting a fish. So that does bring me to a good point that I do have here. What is the silliest fear that you have that you're willing to admit? Like, this is just something goofy that, like, you may not be, like, absolutely terrified of, but...
Shall we talk about the one that I've been terrified since I was a kid?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. If you're willing to share.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. Everyone that I went to school with knew about it because of everything that happened.
Yeah.
I am terrified of when people throw up. I'm not like, oh, someone throws up, I'm gonna get sick. I have a panic attack. Like, my heart starts pounding. I feel like, oh my God, like, this is disgusting. I'm like, it's gonna touch me, or like, oh, like, I absolutely...
Do you remember when our sister drank all that chocolate milk? We were like, what?
Oh my God.
You were like 8, 9. I was like 6.
Yeah, we were driving.
I was in the middle.
You were in the middle. Remember how we had to
You were on
curl
the
up
right.
next to each other?
You were on the right, and then our other sister was on the left. And just, we were going on this wavy road. It was just back and forth, up and down. It was
the last turn before we got to our grandma's house.
Yeah, and then she just threw up all that chocolate milk, and then, yeah, we just leaned as much as we could. That was so funny.
Do you want to know why I stopped sitting in the middle and you had to be forced into the middle?
Probably that reason.
Because there was one time that we were driving and she got sick and she was like doing it right next between her and I.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I was like, I screamed and I said, I refuse to get back in. This was when I was like 4, maybe 3. And this is like the first time I remember anything with my like fear.
See, I have a funny throw up story.
Oh God.
I as a kid loved Chuck E. Cheese. Right, our elementary school was right next to Chuck E. Cheese.
It was like a block away.
Literally, right next to it. So there was a field trip. I knew it. After school that day, the after school program was going on a field trip to Chuck E. Cheese. Everyone was going to play arcade. I knew it was going to be such a fun time, especially for someone like myself who loved Chuck E. Cheese. I'd been waiting for this for like a few months because I knew it was coming up. The day it comes up, my 4th grade teacher, we have a pizza party, right?
Did she get you Domino's?
No, it was a guy, one of the greatest teachers I've ever had. But we had a pizza party, whole 9 yards. It's like towards the end of the day, and then I feel like garbage, and I'm sitting in the front row of class, and I just blow chunks all over my desk.
See, that's just wild to me that you knew that you weren't feeling good, and instead of you going, hey, I need to go like to the nurse.
No, it came up like real quick. Like
Do you think you had food poisoning
probably,
from the pizza?
Probably. Me and pizza. I
Yeah.
love pizza, but just certain places but anyways.
That's why I asked if it was Domino's, because I knew you can't have Domino's.
Yeah. So I blew chunks all over the desk.
That's gross.
Luckily, like I had a sweatshirt that was laid down on the desk and I was like laying my head on it. So when I blew chunks, it was kind of like all over the sweatshirt, not really all over the desk. But of course, I get so embarrassed in front of the entire class. Then the teacher sends me to the office just to go to the nurse. And then, right, our mom picks me up, or no, our dad picks us up or something.
It's probably going to be our dad, because that's when if you were in 4th grade, I was going to be like out.
Yeah.
I would have been in 7th grade.
Yeah. So then, and I couldn't go to Chuck E. Cheese that day with the kids. I was so upset because like that one, if I just lasted like an hour longer, I would have been able to go, because I probably would have just found a trash can, blew chunks in the trash can, and then just gone, because I love Chuck E. Cheese that much.
That's disgusting.
Chuck E. Cheese was the greatest thing. To me as a kid, it was the greatest thing.
That's fine. Chuck E. Cheese is perfectly fine for you to love, but for you to like love it that much where you potentially could get other people sick, that's disgusting.
Hell yeah. One for all. No, wait. All for one. Sorry. I said that wrong. All for one.
What's your embarrassing fear?
Oh, I hate, like, it's not really, I don't know if this is really a fear.
You said fear.
But, like, it kind of is. Like, if you ever, like, chewed on a piece of tinfoil on accident?
No.
Like, your hot dog is wrapped in tinfoil from a ball game, and then, like, so I guess it happened to me once when I was a kid.
I've done like the In-N-Out, like, because the In-N-Out. The wrapper, but that doesn't, the tin, I feel like would be a little
tinfoil, yeah. And ever since, like, I did that, like, I've just had, like, I don't have a problem, like, I'm not afraid of tinfoil per se, but I'm afraid of, like, doing that. Like, the other day, we were talking, my fiance had made some fried fish, and then when I had that fried fish, I had that fried fish, they're just and it's not on her at all. Like, it was supposed to be boneless fish, you know, and then there was just a couple bones in there. But when I took that bite, right, and then until I finished that fish, every bite I was like worried that I was going to bite into another bone.
I just had salmon yesterday, and I was the same way, because I've had that situation, especially with salmon. I've had that situation multiple times, but that's why I kind of like take my fork and like break it, because you can see if there's a bone in it or not if you do that.
Yeah.
It might be harder though with fried fish to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it was fried. I couldn't have known. I mean, even like I trusted it 100% because like the fish we bought was supposed to be boneless. Now, of course, a bone can sneak in there, but Same thing with the tinfoil is like, because one time I did bite into that piece of tinfoil, it's just like ever since then, like I have just been worried. Like when I
when
eat
you were
like
saying the tinfoil, like from the gum wrapper, kind of like tinfoil, and I was like, no,
no,
I've never
oh,
done that.
like a
But
burrito. When you get a burrito
yeah,
from, yeah, it's wrapped in tinfoil and then you unwrap part of it to eat it and then you keep unwrapping it. Like,
well, yeah, it's just harder to do it with a burrito because you keep unwrapping
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But
But that's what
yeah,
basically what happened is I bit into the tinfoil and then that happened. But anyways, if animals could talk, which would be the funniest? What animal would have the funniest voice? I think like
I don't know why, but I can just picture giraffes with Marty's voice.
yeah, I mean, well, I feel like that's skewed a little bit. I was thinking like
Or no, it's not.
I think it's Marty.
No, I think Marty's a zebra.
Oh, I know
But the
it's
giraffe
Ross from Friends is his voice.
is he? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think an ostrich would be pretty funny. I don't know, just a goofy animal. Or, like, I mean, a chicken would be kind of stupid. Like, you just kind of have to.
I want to know what goes through a chicken's mind sometimes because, or like not a chicken, but a rooster's mind. That's like, I'm gonna follow your feet. I'm gonna peck at your ankles. Like, what drives them to like peck towards, like, chase us?
I think that
These are the internal thoughts that I have that just
that's
probably
why
should stay inside my head.
that's why we started this podcast, is so that these internal thoughts we can bring out. Because I think like sometimes when my dog does something so stupid, I just look at him and I'm like, I wish you could tell me why you thought that was a good idea. Right? Like why you thought when we're hiking and you see a pile of horse poop that it's a great idea to rub your head in it. And then I, of course, have to suffer because I got to wash the dog after that. But I mean, it doesn't happen too often anymore. I guess I did some research on that. I guess there's like some sort of pheromone in the horse
I know
poop.
a few people because like even our friend that has Rue,
Yeah.
she loves to roll, and there was one day that she was supposed to come over for our get together, and they left her at home because she decided to roll in horse poop.
Yep.
I've seen her roll in chicken poop and bird poop and dog poop, and for some reason they really like poop.
So you have been playing a game on the Switch, right? With your husband.
We've been playing on the PC. Are you talking about
Split Fiction?
Split Fiction? Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the PC. Oh, you both play it?
We play it together, yeah.
How? Oh, so it's one PC, two players?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
We use my Switch controller, or like our Switch
Yeah,
controllers.
yeah. You just hook it up to the PC.
Yeah, but yeah, it's on the PC. I think it's on Xbox. Actually, I think it's on PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's good?
Yeah.
Take us through the game.
So we haven't played in a little bit, so
Yeah.
I know my favorite, it sounds so weird. My favorite is being the pigs, because you can, like, someone, like, farts and jumps.
Okay, tell us what the game is.
So, basically, the game is two different girls. One is going to be more they get to go into a bubble and get thrown into their video game ideas. And basically, the people are trying to steal their video game ideas. Like, all of them. Not just the main one that they gave proposition. But they were told that they won. They're going to get published for their game. They won something, and realistically, they're not. One of the girls, somehow they, like, end up together in one bubble. And they're supposed to be in separate bubbles. And they start playing together in both of their games, and you switch between each version. One girl is very like cutesy, villagey type where you can be pigs, tooths, you can be I'm right now between where I can be like a little newt that swims and a gorilla. Dale, when we're on that level, my husband is he's either a tree that can make things grow or a fairy. So it's really fun to play that. And then when it turns into the other girl, it's like action where you're trying to fight people, you're riding bikes, shooting, like.
So it's down the same road as like It Takes Two.
It's similar to It Takes Two, just you have different visions.
So we played It Takes Two. That's a good game. I was the guy character, she was the girl character. We'll go back and we'll flip it.
Yeah.
But, we played. We've been looking at new games to try and play. Right. We just finished Mario Wonder. We're currently in the middle of a Minecraft build for the few weeks that you do that every year. You know. I've been playing a lot of 2K myself. She plays a lot of Animal Crossing. I think the next game we might try is it's called Schedule One. Oh. It's basically you're a drug dealer. You literally create your drugs. You're trying to like create a business here. And like first you start off with just tiny little baggies. It's literally you start like Breaking Bad, where you're in the RV, you know, and then you move out of that, and then you're in a, you know, and then you try and expand and expand and expand. But the cops are trying to find you, whole 9 yards, right? Like it's kind of like, it literally is pretty much Breaking Bad. And I think that that would be it's an interesting game because it's almost like a more chill version of like GTA also.
Yeah.
Where, you know, but we are always looking for more games to play, as we just, you know, are always playing anyway. So I'm like, well, what's the trendy game? So,
I got a new TV show for you to watch, because I know you liked The Millionaire.
Okay, yeah.
It is Gotta Get Out. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
It's basically half celebrities, half people like us, and they are all stuck into a house. They get certain people will get clues for getting out.
Yeah.
And they have to basically run all the way to a gate and escape.
You're trying to be the first person to get out?
You have to basically, if you can get out, you get the amount that's on the thing. And if it gets up to 1 million, then you get to leave.
Okay.
Then everybody that's in the house gets to leave with split the amount. But
And what is one season? Brand new?
It's brand new. It just came out. And
it's all out, or like part of the episode?
It's all out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're currently watching it right this moment. So, and if people escape, the money goes down. So if you leave, then the money, like for example,
gets subtracted from the amount. So if like there's 800,000 on the thing and I leave, I get 800K.
Yeah.
And then there's 200,000 left over for
the house that's the people. And for example, if you have people that help you, you can split the money with them.
Yeah. So you both get out together.
But you also have the choice not to split the money, because if you get out, you have that option.
That's dope. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, we'll probably give it a shot. But in the meantime, let's do our daily snack. Let's go ahead and try this. So Celine here has a gluten allergy, so I don't find too many gluten snacks tolerable or good that aren't home. I have found that a lot of homemade snacks, you've been making a lot of homemade foods that are good, but as far as like a quick run to the store or something like that. So to start, we're going to go through each episode. We're going to try a new snack every day, or every episode, I mean. So today, these are avocado oil sweet potato chips. They're sea salt kettle cooked. They are gluten-free. They look unappealing, but we will see if they taste unappealing. Let's give this a go, a little ASMR. Oh god.
No,
they're not terrible.
It's sweet potato.
They're close to a regular chip. On a scale of 1 to 10, like 10 being this is the best snack you have ever had. What is this?
I'd probably give it about a 7.
Oh, that's pretty high for him.
But I also I really like snacks, and to have a gluten-free snack and that's a healthy one with the avocado oil and it's baked and stuff, 100%.
Yeah, this is good. It's not great. I would say it's more like a 5.5 out of 10.
I was waiting for like a 3, 4.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to keep it because, like, one is like the worst snack you've ever had, right? That's probably like black licorice because I hate
I love black licorice. I'm probably the 1% in the world that loves black licorice.
10 is probably like snack wise, maybe like sweet tart ropes or
I miss sweet tart ropes.
or I'm trying to think, Reese's peanut butter cups are pretty good up there. As far as like chips go, I am a huge original guy, so like original Pringles or Fritos or something like that. Now, obviously, you can't have a lot of those, but
you can't have Pringles.
yeah, you can have Fritos.
I think I can have Fritos.
Because they're corn.
Yeah, I can have Fritos. I can't have Pringles. It's so like 50-50 of what I can have and can't have, and it's so nice that they're making a lot of snacks without gluten so that people that are sensitive to gluten or have allergies are able to eat more.
Yeah.
I can tell you when I first started a couple years ago with gluten-free, it's not the same as it is now.
Yeah, it's definitely like a movement. I've seen that a lot with, like, obviously I watch a lot of basketball, and a lot of athletes are not only going, like, they're going vegan to extend their careers. So like
I just don't know if I can handle being
vegan. I couldn't do vegan. No, I'm eating.
Props to people that are vegan. It's just personally like I like my eggs. I like my meat.
Yeah, no, I mean whatever. Like I'm down for like healthy food for sure, but like there's gonna be, like I said, like the cheat days and the meals and all that.
Do you remember when I was vegetarian?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I think I was vegetarian because I didn't like the person's cooking. Like, it just was charcoal all the time.
Yeah, or the opposite. It's either... So, we could be honest. I mean, our parents like their meat cooked a certain way. And my father was never the greatest when it came to to cooking meat. He would make hockey pucks for burgers. Or our stepmother would do the opposite, and she liked very rare food.
I remember every time we go to a steakhouse, it was, I want my steak mooing.
Yeah, and I just can't do that. Like I was a cook for 5 years, and I am adamant that steaks should be medium rare.
I have tried it black and blue like they like it. It's not horrible. I do prefer it just a little more cooked than black and blue.
Yeah, see, like, because black and blue, it's on the grill for 45 seconds. Like, that's just not cooked enough for me. Now, of course, like, there's always, like, the opposite. I think I would rather have a black and blue steak versus a well-done steak. Because, like, well-done is just, like, you're eating rubber. Like... When
yeah, but also some people just really like it because I used to hate eating medium rare.
Fair.
Like I had to have I learned it just was because of I couldn't eat chewy. It was really chewy and made me like gag when I was eating, and it felt, I don't know, it was weird. It was a chewy texture thing to me when it was.
Outside of ground beef, we don't really have a whole lot of red meat, We have we have ground beef all the time, but because my fiance she makes really good picadillo, which is just ground beef, potatoes, and then whatever veggies you want in it, zucchini, carrots, etc. But I don't have a lot of steak. When we do have steak, I definitely have it medium rare. Or I try and have it medium rare.
I have it medium rare now. Yeah. Dale, my husband, was very adamant about the, like, try it, just try it. And when I learned, like, when we went out and ate steak, I learned that, like, oh, these are really good. And then now I'm like, oh, can I have it medium rare? And he looks at me and he goes, you like medium rare? I get it medium.
Now, you're big in wine.
I am big
You
in
like
wine.
wine, not in an alcoholic sense, but you can
I
appreciate a
appreciate a
good
glass of
wine.
wine,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you have a medium rare steak, do you have a wine that just off the top of your dome that you're like, this 2017 Cabernet is just prime?
I'm not big on the dates because I'm still
No,
like
no, but
learning,
yeah,
but I can definitely say like when I first started out drinking wine, Dow was my favorite to go for.
okay.
I now really like Justin. That one's one of my top
It's not your husband's name.
favorites. Um, when we one of our favorites from Trader Joe's, we call it $2 Chuck.
Yeah.
That one, good cheap red wine. And then there also, if you want to go for like the fish with the white wine, there's a white that's like $4.99. That's really good too.
Real quick, this question just popped in my head. Who's the funniest person you know?
Not you.
Wow.
I
You have to know them personally too. You just can't say like a comedian.
No, I wasn't gonna say a comedian. It's just hard because I have like
And don't say your husband.
I wasn't going to.
Good.
It's hard because I feel like there's not one person that I think is funny.
Like if, let's say like you had your life on the line and you needed one person to tell a funny joke. Who is that?
I'm dying.
Yeah. Interesting. You're not going to choose anyone. You wouldn't say, you know.
Well, because I don't like. Do I have to laugh?
Sure, yeah. Like,
Or does
let's
it
say
have to
like
make the killer
okay,
laugh?
let's say like you get $1 million if, or let's say your husband. That way, because you could just technically laugh at anything. Your husband gets $1 million if this person makes them laugh.
Makes like him laugh,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Do you have someone on the top of your head? I know for sure that you should probably call me. Because I am one of the funniest people on the planet. Is that him right now?
Yeah, that is.
Let me have it.
Oh, I just ended it.
Damn.
Sorry.
I was going to ask him.
I feel like it would be Garrett.
Okay, his friend Garrett. That's a little disrespectful, but you know, I'll take that.
But like, think about it, because you laugh at him when
Garrett actually is a very funny person.
He makes a lot of jokes, and they're original jokes, and then also on top of that, even when he gets angry, you laugh at him when he's angry. I love
it when he's angry and watching football. That's so funny.
No
it's
matter
top
what,
tier.
you laugh at him for everything. Yeah, so I think probably Garrett.
That's fair, but you know, do you have someone else in mind? You know, maybe like a relative.
Nah.
You don't think like...
You wouldn't say me.
Well, of course not, but I'm funny.
It depends on the day.
I'm hilarious. Especially if our other sister is involved. It's over.
We should bring her in one day.
One of these episodes, we'll bring her in for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let me see her. Go ahead and call her real quick. I put her on speakerphone.
Taylor?
Yeah.
No.
Is she at work?
No, but she's at home with her fiance.
Okay, never mind.
And I know that she was texting in our group chat.
Fine.
With her friend.
What's the strangest food combination you enjoy that others might find odd? You a pickles and ice cream kind of person?
No.
This pickle trend is kind of crazy.
I really, really want... I'm not going to lie. I would love to try pickle and ice cream, but I'm lactose intolerant. So...
You could do dairy-free.
Yeah, but that's just not the same.
The vanilla ice cream, I accidentally grabbed dairy-free vanilla ice cream the other day, and it was actually pretty good. It's like not exactly equivalent. I'm a very, like I just said, I'm an original guy, but like...
I had a roommate that lived with me, and he grabbed my dairy-free ice cream. I hadn't opened this, by the way. He grabs it one day because he was really hungry for some food and like a sweet, and he grabs it, starts eating it, and he goes, ew, and threw it away. And then the next day was like, whoever had that nasty tasting
was that
ice
our roommate?
Cream. No, it was
when you lived in...
living with my husband.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, "Who had this nasty tasting ice cream?" And I was like, "What? Was it green?" And he goes, "Yeah." And it was like really
Green?
disgusting. Most dairy free has like a green label on it.
Oh, I thought you were meaning the
And
ice cream itself was green.
no, the like canister
Yeah.
that it was in. He said it was so disgusting that he threw it away. And I go, "Trey, I just bought that. That was $7 for some ice cream for myself."
Damn. Did he buy you ice cream?
No, he offered, and I just said, "No, don't worry about
Damn.
it." I probably wouldn't have touched it anyway because I am just not a huge sweets person.
That's fair, yeah. That's fair. Let's just do a couple more, and then we'll get on out of here. I want to do something funny. Let's see. Quick fire rapper questions. Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Why?
I've just grown up with them so much, and my personality fits with them.
I disagree. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Why?
Because I don't like being cold. Which is ironic because I sleep with a cold blanket and a cold pillow.
What's one song you have to sing? You have to sing along to. Like, it's on. You are singing to.
Oh, there's so many out there, but first one that comes to mind is "Don't Stop Believing."
Ooh, this is a good one. If you had like a laser pointer to your head, right? Like a gun was gonna hit you.
And I have to sing the words that I could
Every
remember.
single word to the
"Don't
song.
Stop Believing" by Journey. 100%.
You know every word. You're not gonna miss one.
That I'm not like pretty confident I could sing.
I might
that
just
one.
choose the ABCs.
That's just cheating. You have to pick like an actual song.
We're talking about life.
So, if I die because of the fact that I messed up on "Don't Stop Believing," that's perfectly fine. I went out singing a good song.
That's crazy. That's the whitest thing you've ever said.
I know. But you know what? I have my taste in music, and
Fair. If your life had a theme song, what would it be? Don't Stop Believing.
no. Oh. I don't know.
I think my theme song would be to my life would probably be let's see. You know that song by I think it's by the Migos, Cut It. It just repeats cut it. Cut it.
Good.
Cut it. No context behind that at all. My fiance would laugh so hard if she heard me say that because I always say that randomly. She'll be like, I'll be cutting like potatoes for the picadillo or something like that, and then I'll just start singing it. Cut it, and then oh my goodness. Do you have one?
No.
Wow.
I just don't know. Like,
You gotta be quick with these.
yeah, I don't know.
You
Like,
can't have dead time on a podcast, you know?
well, then don't ask me questions that I can't answer.
All right, fine. What's the funniest thing a family member has ever said to you? Let's put him on the spot. Pass. You know, I have a funny story about a family member. We were in Disneyland.
That's literally the story that
And we were on the Haunted Mansion ride. I think
that's
I'm
not the
going
story.
I'm going a different route.
Okay. I thought you were doing the other one.
And on the Haunted Mansion, obviously it's about ghosts, that whole 9 yards. And you're on these like swivel chair things in the ride. And I noticed that the swivel chairs get kind of close together at one point in the ride. So it's me and I think our sister's sitting next to me. And then in the cart next to us, like closest to us, was my grandma, or our grandma and our aunt. And our aunt, super sarcastic, crazy lady, super funny. And
She's gonna love that you called her crazy.
oh yeah, she'll agree. I'd call her right now and she'd say that. But so then I like really lightly, just because it's all ghosts and everything, I brush her like elbow, and I don't say a word. I act like nothing had ever happened. She freaked out. And it's so funny because after it took her a second. She realized it was me, but like it took that split second there where she didn't realize that I did it was top 10 moment that, oh, actually, the number one moment I think that we have ever had as a family was the breakfast. We're in LA. We're celebrating our sister's graduation. And this breakfast place, our family extremely dysfunctional. We noticed that this place is bottomless mimosas. It's me, you, your husband, our sister, her significant other, our aunt, and our grandma. We're all like just literally just chugging and chugging bottomless mimosa after mimosa. And it just like all of us probably had 8 at least.
Except for grandma. She had like 2 or 3 margaritas.
Yeah, but they had a heavy hand on those margaritas because I tried those and those tasted strong. And we'll get to grandma. Don't worry. So all of us, our sister says, I don't know how to chug. Like I'm not really a big chugger. I hope she's okay with this being on the podcast. Because so then she like just chugging and then she feels like she has to throw up. You take her to the restroom.
Oh, I didn't take her. She bolted for the restroom.
Oh, that's right. And then you followed her, right?
I followed behind because I needed to get a mop for her.
Okay. And then you take it from there, the story. So she gets to the restroom.
Oh, she gets to the restroom, and they're, like, right before the restroom, she, like, doesn't make it. So, like, she gets sick in her hands, and then she, like, throws up basically all over the toilet. I turn to one of the workers, and I go, do you have a mop bucket? And the look on the worker's face was like, God dang it.
I'm surprised we didn't get kicked out.
I'm so shocked we didn't get kicked out. So the worker goes and gets a mop bucket, and I said, don't worry about it. We'll clean it up. Well, apparently Taylor, or our sister.
It's okay, our sister.
Whatever. But she's in the bathroom. She decides to clean up what's in the bathroom that I can't see. So I'm cleaning up the trail too. And mind you, I have a phobia of vomit, but because I'm intoxicated, I'm dying laughing about cleaning up her puke because she couldn't chug the mimosa. She comes out of the bathroom. She says, I feel so much better. Well, my husband goes into the bathroom right after her and realizes that she had missed half of the toilet.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
And so he had to clean the rest of the toilet.
Yeah. And then they come back to the table. While this is going on, our grandma, the table next to us were just these two guys. Two guys, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 guys.
And one of them had stated that he was a Spanish pop artist. And so she is just laying it on him, just like flirting with him. The margaritas were hitting. And now my grandma, she's like what? In her 60s or 70s, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not throwing that out there. Just in case she watches this.
No, it's fine. So, okay, she's our grandma. And this guy, probably 25, 30, maybe. He's younger.
Yeah.
Okay, like, yeah, let's say 25
to
30, sure. And she's just like, oh, can you serenade us? Oh, like, you're so handsome. And then he's like, well, what do you want me to sing? And she's like, only Spanish song. I would put money on it. This is the only Spanish song she knows. And she's like, Despacito, Despacito. And then he's like, well, I need like the music. And then somebody grabbed their phone and played it.
I was recording it. So
yeah,
I think it might
have been Valerie.
It could have, or it could have been Dale. Because Dale was close to them. Like,
it was one of our family members started playing the song because And then he sang us a little snippet to her, just literally serenading her. It was so funny. And they were super great about it. I was very thankful that like it didn't come off pushy or anything like that. He had a good time. We took a photo with them. And then across from him was his barber. And then we went.
I didn't realize it was a barber. I
Yeah.
thought it was just his good friend.
No, I'm assuming they're
Well,
good
yeah.
friends too, but because we went, that place was right on the beach, right? So right after that, we walked to the beach. Go on, take it from there.
So we decided to go swimming, and the waves kept hitting my stomach on full of mimosas. And so I decided to go disappear for a while.
And
I dug myself a hole and got sick in it, and then buried my hole. And then I look up, and there's a wedding happening, like, probably about 10 feet from me.
so Celine almost crashed a wedding. While these people were they were spewing out beautiful vows and commitments.
We don't know what was happening.
You were spewing out their guts.
I was spewing
Your
out
guts, I mean. And then we get onto the beach, and that's when I saw the guys, and then the guy asked if I wanted a haircut. That's how I knew he was a barber. But then I said, because I didn't need a haircut at that time.
Oh, I probably was digging a hole at this point.
And then I was actually considering it until he said that he charges $50 for a haircut, and I was like, nah. But it's not a bad price per se for I would assume for LA that's probably a decent price for a good haircut, but I'm not from LA. So anyways, then we go and we make it, and then you and we started hailing seaweed and sand at one another.
Oh, in the hole that Dale was burying.
Oh.
Literally, he was digging a hole, and
He spent all day on that hole.
the whole entire time we were at the beach, he was on that hole, like, just digging and digging and digging. And you and I came in and destroyed. He was so mad. He was like, my hole!
Yeah, we were very drunk at that point. For sure.
It took me I think like 2 or 3 weeks to get the sand out of my hair from
Oh
that
gosh,
incident.
that was so funny. Because you threw like one pile at me.
No,
and I was like-
there's recordings of me doing multiple
Yeah.
at you.
But then I was like, you don't want to play this game. And then you
But I
kept
kept-
going.
yeah,
And that's when I was hailing sand at you.
I kept taking the shovel and just throwing it at you.
Oh gosh, that was very funny. So before we wrap up, the last question. What do you think is the biggest takeaway for our listeners to take away from their experience, not only from this episode, but our entire channel itself?
Well, our channel is going to be very random.
Yes.
But it also shows that you can talk about pretty much anything. And if you have like any questions or concerns or anything, you can always talk with us, and we can voice our thoughts on it, or help and give advice. We're not psychologists or anything, but we definitely can give some advice. We've been through quite a bit through our lives.
Yeah, I think as the channel continues to grow, we'll spew, like you said, advice. I think it's just a channel that like pretty much like we want to just hit record, start talking, wherever the conversation goes, it goes, and then boom.
If you got questions that you want to ask and have us answer, or we can, like, if you guys want to throw your guys' answers into the comments, you can definitely do that. If there's stories that you want us to tell, anonymous or not anonymous, you can definitely send them to us.
And then be sure to, hit the bell for the notifications. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, like she said, any sort of comments or anything like that that you guys want us to react to, that whole 9 yards. So without further ado, this has been the first official episode of the Sibling Shenanigans Podcast, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.